Hey everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. Any movement you want to do, right? You can bring each finger to your thumb pad and then your thumb across. You could wiggle your toes. You could just shake around, right? Bounce around and shake. It doesn't have to be like a static stretch or, it can be freestyle. But here we go. Let's get the clock going for our plank story. So I think many of us are thinking about the Ukraine right now, and I have never traveled to the Ukraine, although I wish I had at this point. But I do have one story. So I grew up in Waterford, Connecticut, right around New London, and New London every year has Op Sail, where the tall ships come in. But in the year 2000, it was a major event, and they had tall ships from all over the world coming in. And the Ukrainian tall ship for a while made the news because it was lost at sea. No one had contact. Nobody knew if they were going to make it in. And I don't remember how it all worked out, but they ended up getting there. But they had sent Ukrainian goods to sell, and that was somewhat funding their trip. And they were struggling to get those goods out of customs. And so my dad's best friend from college was Ukrainian. He was born in the Ukraine and had moved here. And so he got involved and he helped them get their items so that they could sell. And as a thank you, they invited him for breakfast on the ship and said he could bring some friends. And so he brought me and my dad, and the three of us went to breakfast with these Ukrainian sailors. And breakfast consisted of boiled potatoes and vodka. And then they were all very friendly, but like I didn't speak Ukrainian, they didn't speak English, so we couldn't really communicate. And apparently they kept telling dirty jokes, but they would whisper them when they did so that they wouldn't like offend me. And my dad's friend kept saying, she can't understand you. You don't have to whisper. You could say these jokes as loud as you want because she can't understand. It's not a matter of hearing. She doesn't understand Ukrainian. So the captain and his wife were not there, but it was very clear, and my dad's friend was sort of translating for us, that they did not like the captain's wife, who was the only woman on board. And now, I guess I've never Googled this, but they were either teasing or claimed, or at the time, if you killed your wife, you served 15 years in prison. So they disliked her so much, they were saying, we don't get why he doesn't just kill her, do his time, and then he'll have a better life. Now, I would never advocate killing someone. I didn't meet the woman. Maybe she was a real bear to be with on this ship. But they also extended the offer of any of us to come and continue traveling down the eastern seaboard with them. And I didn't go, but I mulled it over, and it's not so much as a regret I have, but a curiosity of what that adventure would have been like. But I decided not to go because I really, other than the captain's wife, would have been the only woman. I couldn't speak the language. They didn't seem to like the only other woman. And they'd also gotten clearly lost at sea, so I didn't know, like, how I know I'm not a seaworthy sailor. Like, I didn't know what their skills were fully. But anyway, it's always a story that I look back on totally fondly and having enjoyed that morning considerably. So that is a 2-minute, 50-second plank. I hope you have a wonderful day and keep moving.